So it's 4 years since David Beckham pulled the curtain down on a stunning career,
and the brand is still in full swing. But having played for some of the biggest teams on the planet, let's have a look at a combined 11 of players he's played alongside at club level. Spoiler for any MLS fans, there won't be any LA Galaxy players. Peter Schmeichel. Iker Casillas might consider himself unfortunate not to have made the cut, but for the 7 years David Beckham played alongside Peter Schmeichel, the Great Dane was arguably the greatest shot stopper on the planet. The Man Mountain is the most capped Danish player of all time, part of their victorious Euro 92 side, and lifted 5 league titles, 3 FA Cups, and a Champions League during his time at Old Trafford. He even had superstar genes, giving birth to a son who'd go on to win the Premier League himself. We're still waiting on that Champions League though, Casper. It won't happen at Leicester. Michel Salgado. Alright, so Michel Salgado was the Spanish Gary Neville of the star-studded Real Madrid side. Nobody was ever going to get his name on the back of their shirt, but he was an important member of their 11. While many so-called Galacticos struggled for form and consistency, Salgado's decade at the club was typified by 8 out of 10 performances every week. He lifted the La Liga title with Beckham in 2007. Jaap Stam. Why on earth did Man United get rid of Jaap Stam? Sir Alex Ferguson doesn't get many things wrong, but when he does, Jesus. Stam spent just 3 seasons and 127 appearances at Old Trafford, but there was no hanging about as he still won 6 trophies and was part of the famous treble winning side. A rock solid, no nonsense defender, Ferguson has admitted his regret at getting rid of him at just 29 years of age. Thiago Silva. For a brief period there, Thiago Silva was arguably up there as one of the finest centre halves on the planet. Linking up with Beckham at both AC Milan and PSG, the Brazilian soon had half of Europe cooing over what an accomplished defender he was. He's won 4 league titles with PSG, a Serie A with AC Milan, and to signify his importance at international level, when he was ruled out of the World Cup semi-final with Germany, this happened. Roberto Carlos. It seems crazy to think that when at Inter Milan, Roy Hodgson once told Roberto Carlos that he would never succeed as a fullback. Then again, this is the same man who put 6'2" Harry Kane on corners, so is it really? Since their dispute, the Brazilian has gone on to win 3 Champions Leagues, 4 La Ligas, 2 Copa Americas, 1 World Cup, and receive 125 caps. Hodgson has gone on to coach Grasshoppers, Viking, and lose to Iceland. So I think the Brazilian won that one. Zinedine Zidane ignored his final actions on the football pitch when he decided to shove his head into an Italian's chest. Zinedine Zidane was one of the finest architects to ever touch a football. He had individual awards coming out of his ears, and his world record breaking transfer to Real Madrid stood for 8 years. He went and won the Champions League 9 months later. Paul, take note, a World Cup winner in 1998, when he actually used his head for good rather than evil. The Frenchman is one of the all-time greats and is on the verge of becoming the first manager to lift back-to-back Champions Leagues in the current format. Andrea Pirlo. Was there a more underrated footballer in Italy during the mid to late 2000s? Maybe not, considering AC Milan threw Andrea Pirlo out with the empties in 2011, only to watch through their fingers as he went about winning 4 back-to-back titles with Juventus. Having played alongside Beckham during his brief loan stints at the San Siro, the bearded maestro is a footballing genius, with a myriad of passing and excellent vision to boot. Roy Keane. So Roy Keane's time at Old Trafford went up in melodramatic flames, but there's no doubting what an inspirational figure he was during Man United's ridiculously successful spell during the 90s and early 2000s. Having made close to 500 appearances for the club, the captain's never say die attitude and leadership qualities were instrumental to scooping 7 league titles, 4 FA Cups, and a Champions League. I'm guessing a certain midfielder from Norway isn't quite as complimentary though. Paul Scholes. For a man who's received praise from the likes of Xavi and Zidane, it seems quite odd that Sven-Göran Eriksson would have shunted him out to the left wing at international level. It's probably no wonder the country hasn't come within a whisker of winning anything since the 60s, with 718 appearances and 155 goals for Man United, alternating between an attacking and defensive role. The one club man is hailed by many of his teammates as the greatest they've ever played with. Wonder what Cristiano thinks of all that. Ronaldo. David Beckham might have been replaced by Ronaldo at Old Trafford, but when he rocked up at the Bernabeu, he was going to play with the real Ronaldo. Little did either of them know that the diving teenager with a weird haircut would within a few years make the Brazilian wish he'd just picked a different name. However, in his day, the Brazilian Ronaldo was another superstar. The 2-time World Cup winner had joined Real Madrid the summer before Beckham's arrival. While the pair were playing in an underperforming side with a revolving door of managers, the Brazilian did manage 74 goals in 133 games during their 4 seasons together. He also kept the local KFC in business, so. Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Raul may also have had some qualms, but considering the Real Madrid icon was enjoying the worst form of his career alongside Beckham, scoring just 32 league goals across 4 seasons, we'll have to go with Zlatan Ibrahimovic, who almost bettered that in 1 season with the England star. Beckham just missed out on playing with the Swede at AC Milan by the space of a year, but the duo finally caught each other at the Englishman's last pit stop, PSG. Zlatan bagged 30 league goals in 34 games as the club lifted the title, and Beckham bowed out as a champion. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.